course, Chelsea come into it after a big blip, Frank, after some suggested, of course, they were title contenders. They fell off a cliff quite quickly with regards to their performances of late. Of course, got that win against a poor Wolves side. But before that, dropping points, not looking convincing, not being able to get over the line or put games to bed. What suggests that Chelsea can turn a corner and improve on that, Frank?
Maybe the fact that they are young and can believe on miracles and also believe in themselves, and you can create a surprise. And we saw Manchester City, and I watched the game against Paris Saint-Germain, being average, not secure, and open to any attack from the opponent. So it's possible for Chelsea to make Manchester City suffer at the Etihad Stadium and surprise everybody and win that game. Again, I never said that they will win the title. I don't know who those people were and who they were. I don't remember who they were who said that. But really, I really think that it's a very good experience for them. This year can be a real turning point for all those players to know exactly how strong you have to be, how consistent you have to be in order to win something or to maybe chase for something. And that's a very good lesson for them.
I don't know, Frank. You give them a bit of a pass. Oh, they're young, they only experience. Nottingham Forest, look what's in that team. All the scraps there they've been put together. Where's their experience of being in the top four or fighting for a title? Yet Chelsea get a pass?
No, well, do you remember where they were at the beginning of the season? And the season is not over. Wait for Nottingham Forest to have like one or two bad games and you will see what's going to happen. So that's what it is. We saw that 10,000 times. And I really wish to Nottingham Forest to carry on and to even win the Premier League. That would be absolutely fantastic. It will remind me my childhood with Trevor Francis and some others, you know, being so good. But really, we were talking about Chelsea. Chelsea have to go through a process of learning a little bit more, being tougher, being more experienced in order to not copy the same mistakes next season. And with Maresca and everything we will... Yeah, go on.
I never liked to speak against the world champion, but when Chelsea started to see... Yeah, I always remind Frank because I respect the world champion. But when the season started, they had won 5 games in a row under Pochettino. That's how they started the season. They got a fantastic team. And I think, because people say, yeah, I was one of them, of course they can win the league, of course. Of course they can win the league. Everybody up there, but except Liverpool, no one is being convincing this season. But I think that we give Chelsea a bit pass on things because it takes time. Maresca will have his time. Wow, he got like 20 players on 10 years contract. He spent more money than Great Britain have spent in the whole country on motorways the last years. And then we're going to say that, yeah, it's great if they're going to be 6th or 7th. No, Frank, it can't be that.
OK, I want to get predictions wait, Frank,
sorry.
Frank, I just want to take a look at everyone's predictions because then we can continue on this discussion because there's quite a mix there which kind of maybe suggests where the state of everyone is. Only me and Mark are going for a Chelsea victory. Ali K and Jan are going for City. Frank and Shaka, meanwhile, going for a draw. Frank, you look at it, you go for a draw. Shaka, you fancy a draw as well?
Yeah, and it's... The thing when I'm looking at City and Chelsea, and we've been able maybe to say this about Chelsea for the last 2 or 3 seasons, City for the first time this time around. I'm trying to think of reasons they'll win the game, and for both teams, I'm not coming up with many. I have far more reasons as to why they'll lose it, given their recent form, and that for me is where I just found myself on the fence. A little bit.
City's recent form.
No, that's what I'm saying. Both. You look at them. Between them both, you know how good potentially they can be, but you look at their form of late, and you just can't make an argument for them winning a football game. So now you have 2 teams who can't seem to win a football game coming back against each other. Obvious answer is going to be a draw.
And of course...
No, but Shaka, I mean, what I heard from Jan really struck me and surprised me. They have such a bad defense because of injuries and some players not being good enough. They had to call Chalobah back. you know, from Crystal Palace, the player they didn't want in the beginning of the season to make sure that they can survive defensively. And I think it was a mistake at first. They should have kept Trevor Chalobah, but they have to revert their thoughts because of that. So thinking that Chelsea can be terrible, can be outstanding, it's a big mistake. I mean, offensively they can do crazy stuff. They're absolutely fantastic, but defensively we have to be reasonable in a way that we know with the goalkeeper that they have, that the defender they have, that they're very vulnerable. And as long as they play like that way, I won't change my mind. I'm very sorry if I have to be not okay with my Norwegian friend.
No. That's what I'm saying, Frank. What I'm saying is Chelsea, at their best this season, have been good in every single department. But when you look at them over recent weeks, maybe it's because of the injuries and having to recall players, you just can't make an argument that Chelsea will be good defensively. You can't make an argument that City will be good defensively. You can't make an argument that either will be any good through midfield or score the goals needed. And so you find yourself in this weird conundrum about two of England's better football teams. Well, I know Chelsea have been going through a lean spell over the last 2 or 3 years, but we've not been able to say this about City for quite some time. And you look at them from back to front, and there is nothing that strong, nothing convincing in any department. And so I settle on a draw.
Right. Why are you going for a City win, Jan?
Because I think City will win.
Because of Erling Haaland.
Yeah, I know.
And Marmoush. No. But it's an important. What I tried to say, Frank, is that when we talk about Chelsea, who has spent unbelievable money, and we see what Fulham is doing, what Bournemouth is doing, what Nottingham Forest is doing, but Chelsea got a process. That must be the most expensive process in the history of the world. I mean, they go through a process.
Jan, they didn't spend that money to win the title this season. They spent the money to make sure that they will have a merchandising system and the how do you call that? When you buy and sell players to make more money, that's the goal. And maybe they can win the title within 2-3 years, but don't tell me that even if you spend money for young players, you're going to win a title. It doesn't work like that. We know football, and we've been through that, and we know by experience that you buy 20 players, 100 million, doesn't make you the favorite of the Premier League. Come on.
Oi, Jan, back to City. What have you seen over the last 2 months that suggests they're going to win this game?
Well, first of all, underline what Frank is saying, I've seen Chelsea defence. That is point one. Point two, I've seen goal scorers. They have got enough goal scorers. I saw them against Ipswich. Of course, I saw the PSG game as well. And we can analyse what's happening to City. I mean, it's a big surprise what happened to Nottingham Forest this season. But the story of the season in terms of surprise is what the collapse of Manchester City, when they can't even count at the back, like against PSG on that free kick. But I still think that this is a game they will win. I still think that new blood coming in there, they need to have more legs. They need to have fresh blood. And I think that's why I think they're going to win this game against Chelsea.